If you have a hard time gaining SR and ranking up in Overwatch Competitive mode, the upcoming 222 Role Queue system is your best shot to finally break the deadlock and climb the ladder like never before. In this video, I will tell you why it's a unique opportunity to rank up, and I will give you 5 competitive tips to make the best out of the Overwatch Beta Competitive season and be ready to rock your placement matches and rank up in Overwatch Season 18. Alex here on Overwatch Limbo, bringing you a true community experience to learn, improve, and grow together as better players. So if you're new here and want to keep up with Overwatch news, events, and other workshop updates with no messing around, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon to make sure to be notified of all my future content. Now let me tell you why the upcoming Role Queue system and the Lock 222 composition is a unique opportunity for you to gain a massive amount of SR and rank up. The revamp of a matchmaking system that is coming to PC and consoles the 13th of August is the biggest change Overwatch has ever seen. Whether you like the new Role Queue system or not, whether it's a good thing or not, one thing is for sure. Because of a soft reset of your MMR, you will be able to get out of any rank you were stuck in, yes, any rank, in no time. Soft reset means that your starting point in all 3 roles is determined by your current stats on the live servers, but for a certain number of games, you will be considered like a new account. Meaning that for 15-20 games after your 5 placement matches in a row, you will be able to gain and lose a lot of SR with every game. Jeff Kaplan mentioned that soft reset of a matchmaking rating on Seagull's stream the other day, and I confirmed it myself by playing more than 50 games across all roles on the PTR where Role Queue is currently tested. You can gain up to 150 SR for just one match, and get in a few dozen games only 1000 SR higher than your previous career high. Crazy, isn't it? Exactly like when a streamer starts a new account for an unranked to GM challenge. What matters is your performance and your account trend. The more you win games, the more you will gain SR, and vice versa. That's why winning and losing streaks will be incredibly important at the start of Season 18, and that's why I strongly recommend you to get yourself ready for it. So how to gain SR and how to rank up in Overwatch Season 18 with 222 Role Queue, here's my full competitive guide for you. Starting with tip number 1, know your strengths and weaknesses. And by that I mean 2 things. Know your best role, it's actually not always the one we thought or wished for, like Jeff said in the developer update, and know your skills. Is your aim crazy good, but you have no clue what's going on around you? Or you can always tell when Death Blossom and Grav are coming but never manage to land that headshot that will save your team? Figuring out what you're good at and what you need to work on is the first step to improve, but also to increase your efficiency in comp. So to figure that out, the first thing you will need to do when the beta competitive season starts August 13th is to do all your 15 placement matches. Yes, even if you've been playing support main for 3 years now, it's important to know where you're at in all 3 roles. You could be surprised. Unless you get wiped all 5 games, which shouldn't happen with the new matchmaking system in place, you will get a first indication of where you stand in damage, tank, and support role. But I would recommend to do at least another 5 games in each role to get more accurate score. And from there, you will have a decent estimation of which one is your best role. But note that if you never played any character of one specific role before, or barely played them, or played them a bit but a long time ago, it might require more games for you to get a good estimation. Now that you know your best role, just be honest with yourself and analyze the information. For example, if you played a lot of DPS characters and damage is your lowest SR, it probably means that your mechanical skills are not on par with your game sense and or positioning. But of course, your SR after a dozen games can't really give you that much of an insight of what your strengths and weaknesses are. If you're not fully aware of them by watching your replay or asking better players, you might want to dig into your stats and watch a few of your games to identify what you do best and what you might do wrong. For me, for example, as you can see in my gameplay on screen, I know my aim is lacking and my reaction time and awareness are not the best at all. But I have decent positioning and my reading of the flow of a battle is pretty good. I can tell because I die less than my teammates or die last when trying to fall back. And that showed also in Role Queue on the PTR, my best role being support. This is just an example, but you see my point. Knowing your strengths and weaknesses will help you focus on what you can improve while using the full potential at your disposal. Thus, tip number 2, focus on one role only. I know all the flex players who enjoy playing a wide range of heroes will hate this idea, but that's a necessary step to rank up. You need to specialize. Like the pros, you need to choose a role and stick to it. Role Queue will most of the time put you in games with and against players who want to play their role and are roughly as good as you, which means matches will be more balanced and results tighter, which means that what will decide matches results is not so much the individual skills of the players, but the team compositions and the ability to adapt and swap heroes in-game. So your ability to efficiently switch to other heroes of your role to better fit your teammates' strengths, the map, or the enemy picks will be key to your success. Let's take my case as an example. So far, with the old system, I always played 3 heroes, Pharah, Orisa, and Moira. Depending on the circumstances, I would choose the best fit. But with 2-2 role queue, this doesn't work. I can't queue in any of the 3 roles knowing how to play well only one hero. Because there are always times when my main won't work. It's obvious with Pharah. But it's also true with Orisa, when for example my teammates want to dive or counter a tough bunker. And even Moira, who's very versatile, might not be the best on certain maps where a Nana would do much better, or in certain comps where Mercy or Baptiste should be the number 1 choice. No hero can be one-tricked with the current balance without losing some SR here and there. SR that could have been won otherwise if I was able to flex within my role. So specializing in one role is essential, but you don't have to choose your best role. If you know the reasons why you're not as high in the role you want to main as your best one, then you'll be able to quickly compensate and catch up your best role SR before ranking up even higher. The only important thing is to fully dedicate yourself to that one role and not flexing between roles so much. Even playing all day, it's difficult to improve and climb the ladder when flexing too much. So if your goal is to rank up and reach your real level, at least for a couple of months, just focus on one role only, and you'll get amazing results just by doing that. But there's another step you need to take, and that's tip number 3. Play 2-3 heroes maximum. All the coaches and high-ranked players will tell you that. In order to improve, you need to play over and over again the same hero. Overflexing is counterproductive if your objective is to rank up, and unless you're playing Overwatch all day, you won't be investing nearly enough time to get better at more than a few characters. But the good thing with Role Queue is that now, you don't have to worry about flexing in other roles. You can just focus on the one you've chosen and work on 2-3 characters. Pick smart. Don't choose similar heroes like Genji and Tracer or Mercy and Moira. Bring variety to your pool of heroes and the ability to answer to whatever the situation requests. As a general rule of thumb, I would say that at least 1 main and 1 off tank, and 1 main and 1 off support is a minimum. You need to be ready for the time when your role partner picks your favorite hero before you do. And as for the damage category, you should at least have 1 hit scan hero in your arsenal. Other than that, there's no ultimate pool of heroes to master. Most characters are viable and effective, if not all the time, with certain conditions. But if you really want to know what are the strongest heroes at the moment, you can check out my best heroes for Season 17 video linked in the cards up here and in the description below. Or wait the next balance changes and 2-2 adjustments to settle down. I'll make a new selection then, so don't forget to subscribe to not miss it. And if you're unsure to what hero to focus on, you can always ask me in the comment section below and I'll do my best to recommend you the most suitable partners to your main. Okay, now that you have chosen the heroes you want to focus on, it's time to train. And here is tip number 4. Don't play to win, play to improve. You might have heard this one before. It's kind of an unusual recommendation to those who seek to climb the competitive ladder fast. But here's the trick. Now more than ever, you have the best conditions to train effectively without being bothered by your SR going up and down. And that is because the Overwatch Beta Competitive season that will start on PC and consoles August 13th and last until September 1st won't count as a regular season. Meaning, as explained on the official blog post, all your stats and SR changes in the beta will disappear at the end of the season. And Season 18 will start from wherever you're left at the end of Season 17. This is actually super important. You'll be able to play in the best setting possible with heroes that you might not be fully comfortable with and still not have to worry 1 second about winning or losing or what people might have to say about it. In that sense, you might even want to turn off the chat just to avoid some childish comment and really focus on your play. Which doesn't mean you don't want to try your best to win, of course. It just means that the competitive environment that you will be playing in won't be as toxic and as stressful, and you'll be able to really look into your own gameplay. And to do that, to improve for the whole beta competitive season, and even from right now, if you're able to play on the PTR, you should play only the 2-3 heroes you've chosen and play them a lot. Play as much as possible. Get used to the different tactics and compositions that are run in Role Queue. Identify what hero is best in what situation and who works best with who and on which map if you don't know already. And more importantly, play with two main things in mind. Try not to die and never waste an ability. In-game, after every death, ask yourself what you could have done to avoid it. Was your position wrong? Were your mechanical skills at fault? Or you just didn't notice an imminent threat? Figuring out why you died is the best way to avoid it next time. And for your abilities, if you have time to tell yourself every time if yes or no it was a good use of your ability, do it. If not, use the replays to analyze your gameplay and fix your mistakes. But forcing yourself to be conscious during your training matches is a good way to make it a reflex later, exactly like how you learn to predict ults. And talking about ultimates, they are going to be even more important when 2-2-2 Role Queue goes live. Hence tip number 5, use your ult wisely. Even if you can't predict enemies' ultimates yet, since they will come slower, ults will be even more important than before. A really decisive factor to team fights and matches results, but also a key stat that will increase or decrease the amount of SR you will gain or lose per match. Starting from August 13th, you should not waste any more ults. Never, no excuse. And in order to do that, during your training you should always try to make the best out of it, which means choosing the right time to use it, not being too greedy, and more importantly, always combining it with at least one of your teammates. If your ults didn't have enough of an impact to win a teamfight, then you didn't use it wisely. There's exception of course, but you get the idea. No matter what, don't waste your ult, it might cost you the match. Check often your teammates' ult charges, always warn them when your ult's ready and acknowledge when someone else do the same and you're ready to combine with them. That will already make quite some difference. Then when Season 18 starts and if you join voice chat, you'll be able to coordinate your ults even better. So during the Beta Competitive season, I strongly recommend that you watch the replays of all your tight defeats and especially dig into the reasons of your deaths and ults usage. By consistently doing that self-critic analysis, you'll improve way faster and turn your past mistakes into successful tactics. Now, I really want you to tell me what you think will be the best ult combo in the new 2-2-2 locked role environment and why you think that way. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, I'll appreciate you hit that like button and even better, share it with your friend. It really helps the channel out and keeps me going. Also, if you're interested to know how to learn a new hero fast to complete your pool of heroes, I'll be publishing my full training method in a few days. So if you haven't done it already, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon to make sure to be notified of all my future content. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember losties, lose SR, not your mind.